It has been so long since I have done a Q&A on my channel, and I feel like we all need to catch up. I just put my toddler down for a nap, and we're gonna do a little self-care while also answering some questions, having a little chit chat. Are you still using tretinoin? How is it doing for your skin? And yes, I am still using tretinoin, and then I'm also taking spironolactone every night before bed, and it's literally changed my life. I'm not even joking. This is the tretinoin that I use, and it's not even the strongest one. It's just 0.25%. Also, side note, I slept tan last night. It's a little splotchy, but we're just gonna roll with it. Between using spironolactone and tretinoin, my acne has completely cleared up. All of my cystic acne, I had a bunch of like bumps and stuff around my chin area, and you guys, I don't ever break out. Very rarely do I have a breakout. For me, I'm a pretty secure person, but having acne, I felt really insecure, especially being in the sun. Like when the sun would shine down on my makeup, like I just felt like I did not look good. I just felt like I looked like a potato. And not only did I not like the way it looked, but it was painful. Cystic acne is painful. So those two things really changed my life. I'm not being dramatic either. They literally changed my life. They changed my skin, and I'm very, very happy with my results. I think I've been on them both for about 6 months now. They are prescriptions, so I do have to see a dermatologist regularly, and there's been no major side effects. When I first started taking them, my skin was like peeling like a snake, but we're past that, and now I just deal with pretty dry skin. My hands are constantly dry. And I do have like some dry skin in other places that I never typically had dry skin, but we just use a lot of lotion now, and I'd rather have dry skin than cystic acne, let's be honest. I'm gonna get out my little skincare regimen that I'm gonna do right now because I need to start doing this so I can let it sit on my face. This is all by Thome, by the way. They call it the 4-1-15 program, but basically there's 4 steps. You do it once a week, and it takes about 15 minutes. So I wanna go ahead and get this started so I can let this sit on my face while I talk to you guys. Something that's really helped with my dryness from my medication, by the way, is using these products from Thome, and Thome has actually partnered with me on today's video, so I'm really excited to be able to share them with you guys because these products are literally incredible. First of all, they're Korean based, and I don't think there's ever been a Korean skincare that I don't like. Like, Korean skincare is so good. But if you love like the glazed donut skin, the glass skin, this is going to give you that feel, that touch, that look. After you use these products, your skin literally looks so youthful. It's so plump and soft and looks so hydrated, and because of all that, it makes my fine lines way less noticeable. So let me put this on and show you guys how this works. This is my 4th week using this, by the way, and we're gonna start with step 1. Oh, I'm almost out. This makes me sad. But anyways, you're gonna apply 10 pumps into this little ceramic dish, and then you're gonna use your little bristle brush right here, and we're gonna use all the product. We're going to put this right on our face, and you want to be very generous. Make sure there's no product that gets left behind. But you put this on in steps. So we're gonna put this layer on first. It's gonna sit for 2 minutes, and then we'll move on to step 2. I don't know how you do it all. You accomplish so much in a day. Yeah, honestly, it drives my husband crazy. I definitely have a type A personality, and you guys, I thrive off of completing tasks. Like I've said this before. Every morning I wake up and I'm like, what am I accomplishing today? What are we gonna get done today? And you know, there's a lot of positives that go along with this. I'm self-motivated, I am driven. If I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. And I have the self-discipline, I have the mental fortitude. I'm a pretty disciplined person. However, there's a lot of negative things that do come along with this as well. My mind is constantly racing. I have trouble relaxing. I can't sit down to watch a movie. I can't sit down and do nothing. Like, I literally cannot. Like, if I sat on the couch for an hour, I would hate myself. Like, probably hate myself. That's a little dramatic, but I'm just a go, go, go person, and that's how I've always been. I just thrive off of being busy. And also, like, whenever I'm going through a hard time, or I feel like a little depressed, or like I'm just not in a good place, you're gonna see me working a little bit harder, because one of my coping skills is making myself more busy, and I completely recognize that. I did go to school for psychology. I have a degree in psychology, and I do recognize my issues, okay? So it's very important to be self-aware. There's definitely positives and negatives that go along with my personality, and it's not for everybody. It's definitely not for everybody. But I do get questions a lot asking, like, how do you do it all? How do you like stay motivated? How do you not get tired? And the answer to that is because I'm psychotic. All right, it's been about 2 minutes. Let's move on to step 2. So this is step 2, 15 pumps of this one into our little purple ceramic dish. I lost count. Oh no. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We're gonna take our silicone brush, and we're going to apply this right on top of our first step. Just like that. Something about Thome is they definitely take professional results and they combine it with eco-friendly designs. So they do use reusable packaging and their products are refillable, but they truly offer self-care made simple. But I don't have a lot of time to go get a facial, so having things like this to do at home once a week has really been an amazing thing for me to do, not only for self-care, but just for my skin. Step 2 complete. Now we're gonna let this sit for about 3 minutes and then we'll move on to step 3. What is your favorite holiday tradition? So we started recently doing this, but something we do with the kids is we love to like put large wrapping paper in our hallway so when they wake up they can't see the Christmas tree, so we can actually see their reaction and Scarlett doesn't like wander out there without us. So we actually just started doing that last year and she's already so excited to do that again this year. So that has became one of our new traditions. We also typically always go to Christmas at the Princess at the Fairmont in Scottsdale. We've been the past, I think, 4 years, but this year we're not going, and I'm so sad. But with Ty's new work schedule, it's just a little unpredictable. So going to stay the night there just wasn't really an option this December, unfortunately. And to be honest, I don't want to stay in a hotel with Ben right now. Like, no thank you, I'm good. And I'm gonna be a brat for a second, but if we don't stay the night, we don't get the VIP wristbands, which allows you to cut the lines and get to the front and just makes things a lot easier when you have kids. And so if I don't have the VIP, I don't really want to go. And that's like a little bougie of me to say, but I'm just gonna own it. So we're not going this year, which I'm a little sad about, but we did just go to the JW Marriott and had like a little Christmas event there. So that was really fun. We're also gonna be doing something new this year and having a breakfast with Santa at the Four Seasons in December. So we still have a lot of other fun things we're doing. We're just mixing it up this year. All right, we gotta move on to step 3 because it's been 3 minutes. Here's step 3, and this is essentially like a really thick moisturizer. You're gonna wanna use about twice as much product than you typically do. I think that's probably plenty though. Okay, now I'm gonna take this little ceramic gua sha. I love the shape of this first of all, but I love a gua sha. You guys already know this, I use one frequently. Just kind of rub all this in with the gua sha while also giving me a little facial massage. But anyways, as you can already see, my skin is literally glowing, but just wait. Okay, once I'm done with that, I can go ahead and move on to step 4, which is the mask. This is something you can actually do at night and you can literally sleep in this if you want, but you want to keep it on for at least 10 minutes. But you have these little sheet masks that is going to be the final step of your routine with Thome. 2 pieces. So we'll put on the lips first. First, you're gonna remove the blue sheet. Then you're gonna apply it straight to your face. And we're gonna put this right on top. Now, I know I look a little scary, but you gotta trust the process. I like to go in and really push this down with the silicone brush because there's a little layer that is gonna get stuck to your face. Look, it's already coming off. See, there's a little layer that just peels off. And then I'm just gonna make sure it's all pressed into my face. So this is what it looks like right now. You are gonna wanna leave this on for, like I said, 10 minutes at least, but you could leave it on longer. It's a little restrictive, but like I can still talk, so it's not that annoying, you know? Like sometimes masks like completely freeze your face and you can't even have a conversation. But that is the final step. Thome actually came with a free product too, this little set did. It's their Epic Radiant Cream. So this is something you can use throughout the week just to keep up with that deep hydration. I love it. It's like a really thick cream. With Thome, you want to use it at least once a week, but you can use it up to like 2 to 3 times a week, just depending on your needs of your skin. But what makes this skincare different than other skincares that I've used in the past is the fact that they are really focused on giving you that glazed skin look. And it's also going to promote a slow aging look because when your skin's more hydrated, your fine lines are going to be way less noticeable. But anyways, when you're applying each step, definitely make sure you don't rinse off your face or take it off because each step truly works together to create that glazed skin, glass skin look. With everything you do with work and motherhood, how do you and Ty make time for yourself? And this is actually a really good question because this is something we are currently struggling with. Him going back to work and me being in my busy season while also fully taking over Lollyco. We are just like 2 very busy people right now who we don't have a lot of time for ourselves. Before he was working, we went from having all the time in the world to each other. Like we were doing everything together, we went to the gym together, we worked together, took care of the kids together, we took care of the house together, we ran errands together. And now we don't really do any of that because he's working so much right now. He's in a new job. His job is wonderful. He really likes it, but it is very demanding and he has a lot on his shoulders right now, especially like just starting out. I do think it's just gonna take some time for us to kind of get in a groove and figure it out. We're not quite there yet, but I have found an amazing babysitter who is very helpful with our family. I have her helping me out a lot because then if I can get help during the day, then when Ty gets home, we can, you know, have family time and spend time together and I'm not completely working, which to be honest right now I'm still working at night, but in the future I do hope to be able to have my evenings a little bit more free. I think the answer to this question though, like saying it out loud, is you just have to make time. But yeah, we're definitely both very busy right now, and definitely something we're working on. How hard was it to start your business, Lollyco? Let me just say, like, if you're starting a business, you have to be prepared to put in the work for years without pay. With YouTube, I think I worked for like, I don't know, 2 years before I actually like had a decent income. And for Lollyco, we've been up and running for 3 years and we still don't pay ourselves. We put all of our profit back into the business. We do have some benefits when it comes to having our businesses, don't get me wrong. Like, we do get like little perks out of it, like security, and I don't know, like the business pays for our phone bill or something like that, but we don't physically pay ourselves. So when you start a business, you have to be okay with working for free, and you have to think about the bigger picture. You can't think about right then and there. Have you fully recovered from your car accident? Physically, yes. Mentally, no. Driving the kids anywhere other than like my bubble of like Target and the gym and like my house and the grocery store, anywhere outside of that bubble stresses me out, and like I just don't want to. I don't want to. When you get in a car accident and your kids are involved, like Scarlett wasn't involved and Ben was in my stomach, like I was pregnant, but it just like changes your perspective of things. And like obviously it wasn't that big of a deal. I mean, it was a big deal in the moment, but it wasn't that big of a deal because he's fine, everybody's fine. But like mentally, you will never ever forget how you felt in those moments. I was really hoping time would heal that wound, but we're still there, and my anxiety on the road is still very, very real. However, I'm able to overcome it. Like, it doesn't keep me from doing things, but it is an excuse sometimes for me not to do something because I just don't want to put my kids at risk on the road. Does that make sense? Somebody said, how do you maintain your blonde hair without drying and damaging your hair? My hair is like naturally very light, especially up top. I haven't got my hair colored in I think since before my birthday, early July, and it's December now. So I don't get highlights that often. I think I go twice a year, maybe 3 times a year. But because my roots are so light, it's not super noticeable, and I don't have to go that often. I also have a wonderful hairdresser who happens to be one of my best friends. Okay, let's take off this mask so I can show you guys the results of my skin. It's been about 15 minutes of this being on. You're just gonna peel it off just like this. So as you can see, it's like a really, really thin layer. Like, look at my skin. My skin just feels so soft, and it looks so plump and hydrated and youthful. The glow this gives you is literally like no other products I've used before. I'm so in love. And my skin will stay like this too for days. I like to put this on in between, like I was saying, but these are some amazing, amazing products. I'll have everything Thome linked down below in the description box too, by the way, if you guys want to check them out. This would be the best Christmas gift to ask for, especially if you're into skincare like I am. This would be such a fun gift, and I am so confident that you will love these products just as much as I do. But I'm gonna answer a few more questions, and then I'm probably out of time. I think Ben is starting to wake up. Do you think video content is something you want to do forever? I really love video content. I don't know, like forever. I feel like when people throw around the word forever, like forever home, or you want to do this forever, or live there forever, I don't like the word forever because you don't know what forever means. You can't predict the future. Anyways, off topic here. But what I'm trying to say is right now, I love video content. I love what I'm doing. It's been almost 8 years that I've been on the internet, and I have no desire to be off of it. I love it. Even in the hard times, I love the community that we built. I love my job. I love the brands that I get to work with and the products that I get to try. Like, this is literally a dream job of mine. I will never take this space for granted because YouTube, Instagram, social media has provided myself and my family so many amazing experiences, and I just am so grateful for this community. And I think the number one thing that I think of is how you guys watching my videos is literally what was able to allow us to have Ty quit his job back in 2020 and help us start our new business. With your support, you helped our business grow and allowed Ty to be home with me through all of the infertility treatments, the IVF stuff. Like, he was able to give me every shot. He was able to be there for me for all of the appointments, and for the first 2 years of Ben's life. Like, I'm gonna get emotional. Oh my God. I was not planning on getting emotional, but what I'm trying to say is, like, I will never ever take for granted this space. Like, I know sometimes haters come on, it can be a little hard to manage, and it can maybe make you feel a little down. People suck sometimes, like, let's be honest, but in the grand scheme of things, like, when I look at the bigger picture, I'm just so grateful to be here, and I love you guys so much, and I am just excited for this like new chapter. So if I've been doing this for 8 years and I still love it, I can't imagine in 8 years that I won't want to do this anymore. Maybe it'll look different. I do think my content's different than it was 8 years ago, but people grow, people change, people evolve, and what I do here on my channel is vlog my life, and whatever phase of life I'm in, that's what I'm sharing. And so I'm sure that will just continue to adapt with myself and my family throughout the years. And I hope you guys stick around and stay around. I know there's some of you that have been here since 2017 when I started my YouTube channel. That's always so crazy to me when you guys tell me that, when you're like, I've been watching your videos since 2017. Like, that is wild to me, because the fact that you guys stuck around, like, it means a lot. It means a lot. We've been through a lot here, and I appreciate you guys sticking around, truly. Somebody said, would you be open to joining a mom talk? Let me just say, I joined a sorority and it was fun for like the first month, and then I was so over it and moved out of the house at like second semester, because sorority life's not for me. I just feel like when I was in a sorority, and this was my experience, you may have had a wonderful experience, but when I lived in a sorority, people were living in like an alternate reality. I'm like, I have to work and you're fining me for having to work. Like, this makes no sense. Like, if I missed a meeting or something, like, you would get fined. And I'm like, yo, I gotta work to pay off the fine now. It's like, make it make sense, you know? Like, make it make sense. Anyways, back to the mom talk thing. Would it be fun? Yeah, probably. Like, I would probably love it for like the first month, and then I would be so over it and think it's so dumb. Do you ever think about the other baby boy embryo you all have left? Sorry if it's TMI. I don't think this is like a comment that's supposed to be mean. Sometimes people get really like political and stuff about IVF and embryos and all of that. I'm not gonna go there. I've always said, like, we're never going to discuss what we chose to do with our last embryo, our last viable embryo. Let me just say that. People like to say like, oh, you had 5 embryos. Like, no, that's not, like, if you don't get it then, because you haven't been through IVF. Like, yeah, we had 5 embryos, but only 2 of them are viable. Like, that's just not, it's not an educated comment, if that's what I'm trying to say. But we've never explained like what we did with our last embryo. And what I have to say about that is, how do you know I didn't transfer it? How do you know we didn't try? Or maybe it was adopted. You guys will never know, because I will never share, because there's apparently too much political issues surrounding IVF, which I just will never understand, because I feel like everybody who seems to have an issue with IVF has never had to experience IVF. Needless to say, if somebody hasn't been through IVF and they have an opinion on it, they aren't allowed that opinion. Their opinion is not valid. If they have not experienced infertility in IVF, absolutely not a valid opinion. And I will stand by that, actually. So you can quote me on that. And the final question, this might be too personal, but are you happy with 2 children? I know I was done with 2. I am very happy with 2. Our family is complete, and I am just so grateful for my little boy, my little girl. Like, I always dreamed of having a boy and a girl, and my kids are literally everything I ever dreamed of and more. They're more than what I dreamed of, and I'm very, very, very happy, very content. My kids are everything, and I am just so grateful every day to wake up and see them playing together. And like, Scarlett and Ben's relationship, oh my gosh, you guys. Their relationship just literally melts my heart, and I look at them and I'm like, you know what, everything we've been through, you know, the hard years of marriage, and then the divorce, and then getting remarried, and then going through infertility for 2 years, and IVF, and the car accident, like all of these things in those moments, I'm not gonna cry today. All of those things in those moments don't matter, because they were all worth it to this day. Love those kids so much, and I'm just so grateful for my family and where we're at and how we like made it. You know, we made it. We freaking made it. Wow, I was not expecting to get so emotional today, but I feel like every time we have a Q&A, I always get emotional. I'm really not that emotional of a person. However, when you talk about my kids, when you talk about my family, when you talk about like our like infertility journey, it just makes me so freaking emotional, because it was such a hard time, such a hard time. And if you've been through it, you get it. I'm not gonna wear any makeup today. We're just gonna let all of this goodness soak into my skin, and I don't even need makeup, because like, look at this glow. Again, I will have Thome linked down below in the description box. Definitely check them out if you are in need of some incredible skincare. This stuff is amazing. You guys are gonna love it. Thank you guys so much for being here, so much for watching today's video and putting in your questions over on Instagram. We need to do these more, because I feel like these little chit chat vlogs just get our little community caught up on everything. So thank you again, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.